Hi, my name is Florence Druid, aka Flowshine. I am so happy to be here today at the 2022 Global Strengths Summit. Thank you so much, Jay, for inviting us. Such an honor. I first got involved with the Strengths through a conference, which ultimately led me to become an Eddie Via certified coach. My story was being rewritten. The clarity of who I am was unfolding daily. So to understand the why behind my thoughts and actions was as if I had the opportunity to connect the dots in my life. The validation that I felt was immense. I'll tell you more about this later, but first I want to let you know that I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to make sure things are done the right way, think, create, and learn, and connect with the right people. So today, Elona and I, we have a very interesting topic to discuss with you guys, strengths and people of color. But before we jump in, I'd like to introduce you to my dear friend Elona, who I've watched do the work to transform her life and become a powerhouse in the choices that she makes every day. Elona?
Hi, I'm Elona Shelton, and I'm an Eddie Via certified coach. I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to connect with the right people and make sure things get done the right way. It's an honor for me to be speaking with Florence at this amazing Global Strengths Summit. Thank you, Jay Wright, for having us here. I saw Eddie Via speak on the strengths at leadership. I then was introduced to my cohort, BFF, mentor coach, Flowshine here. Flowshine read my report, hooked. I wanted to learn more. I enrolled in a certification program because I saw my story unfolding and become intimate. Into me, you see. My story. I'm sure y'all have heard one of the famous lines from A Color Purple. All my life, I had to fight. Growing up, I was bused to white schools in the 4th grade where I was looked at funny. Kids giggling and pointing at me and saying stuff like, look at her nappy hair. This made me feel very uncomfortable, insecure, and unsure of myself. 7th grade, I was exposed to riots at my middle school because they didn't want brown-skinned people there. All of my life, I went for whatever I wanted, college, jobs, marriage, everything. Even in the early 2000s, attending my daughter's basketball games, I'd heard her being called a monkey on the court by people that didn't look like us. I absorbed all my feelings because to react may have landed me in jail unfairly. Suppressing my feelings, such as this, has also played a part in me feeling like I didn't matter. People often said I asked too many questions, labeled me as argumentative. Some people call me Miss Positive and other things, and it made me feel bad. Now that I know my strengths, I know I am enough, I am valuable and unique. All the things that they said about me was evidence of my uniqueness and how I can embrace, and now I can embrace those comments and not feel like something is wrong with me. Florence, let's hear your story.
Ooh, girl, you just brought back some memories. Thank you for sharing your story. We live in a world where people don't always want to hear hard truths, and cultural competency isn't always the norm. So yeah, there are things that are unique to me simply because I am brown. And it's the first thing that people see, besides my smile, of course. As an adult, I understand now what my Haitian parents would not speak of, and understand that they were immigrants dealing with historical manipulations, trying to figure out how they would fit in this new place called home. They never wanted to rock the boat, and I bet you guys, harmony was high in their strengths. Growing up, my parents did not speak of race, but they often spoke of experiences that they would have that were specific to people of color and would cause them distress. For example, my mother would be followed around in a store while it did not happen to others who did not look like her. Mm-hmm. I've witnessed it myself the times when we went out together. She loved to shop and often came home every day with bags of goodies for us, as well as her heavy stories. My young mind would get upset and see the unfairness of how she was treated, yet I couldn't do anything about it. I was just a kid. Another very vivid memory was when I was placed in a reading group. I looked different than everyone else in that group, while everyone who looked like me was in that group over there. I felt isolated. Being in the highest reading group, then was told I speak differently, as if I was expected to speak a certain way. Or even when terror would strike my heart every time my brown son stepped out the door. The odds were against him coming home. I did not know if he would be targeted just because he was brown, or I forgot to remind him not to wear his hoodie. So while Strengths has helped me to see how unique I am, it didn't quite level the playing field. When I accessed Eddie Via's website, I might have seen one person who looked like me. So the feelings came back. The cycle was repeating itself. My heart sunk and I wondered how to navigate this pull and this push that I now have inside of me. It felt like our lives really didn't matter, even in this beautiful platform called Strengths. So because I have been processing and shifting things in my life, finding my voice, I decided to speak up and ask the question, Eddie, do you not coach people of color as well? He said he coached everyone. It is for everyone. It did not reflect what I saw, but we kept the conversation going and he challenged me to do something about it. This for me marked the beginning of a mission to not only let others know about how amazing they are, but specifically people of color. The cool thing is I had to focus on and draw on these very strengths that I'm learning about that are within me, and I didn't even know existed. It was one of the most magical experiences I've ever had. So today I have a new story. The challenges of race relations are still very much real today. And when a woman of color speaks up, she tends to be viewed as aggressive and combative, just as Elona just shared her experience in her story. So I'm so sorry, Elona, that you had to experience that, my sis.
Thank you.
I've always known that it was always someone else's story that I don't have to play into. So today, the new story is I can make a difference in a very unique way, yes. My way, and it works 100% of the time. Elona, your way, and it works 100% of the time. Audience, your way, and it works 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. It excites me to think about this. I was stretched by the amount of people asking me if I coached. My body said, no way, while my mouth said yes. And I began this journey of coaching. In the sessions, my focus was to help that person find the proof of what it is that makes them great and guide them to connect with themselves in their own God-given strengths. The aha moments, the smiles, the light bulbs turning on assured me that if someone can truly connect with themselves, they can show up in life and address issues, even issues that we face as people of color, in their own strengths and not abandon themselves. So, Elona, tell me, what are you passionate about?
So before I tell you what I'm passionate about, I just want to thank you for being vulnerable and telling us your story and your experiences. And you're right. I had lots of aha moments, smiles, tears, when you let me know and helped me to see my strengths and what my uniqueness was. So for that, I want to say thank you. So I'm passionate about whole body wellness, mind, body, and spirit using strengths, doTERRA essential oils, and other natural modalities. I want everyone to realize their capacity to honor their lives and live their best life now. Because thanks to strengths, I now realize that everything I need is inside of me and not outside. And it helps me to embrace my unique self. Your strengths report and some essential oils will give you the tools you need to understand and experience your uniqueness and greatness. So what are you passionate about, Florence?
Girl, I have a couple of things I'm passionate about, but I'll limit it here. So as a doTERRA wellness advocate and a Eddie Villa certified coach, listen, if I can help people connect with who they are, it will raise the quality of life for them, improve relationships, shift finances, improve their health, ultimately changing the trajectory of our world, one person at a time. I get to do this. I get inspired by seeing and knowing that I am enough and I don't need anything outside of me to be great.
Right.
And you too. And you too. And so for a very long time, it wasn't like that for me. And it impacted how I showed up in this world. This is an ever evolving process for me. And so because I get to study myself and the lives of the people that I connect with, it has made such a big difference, including you, Elona. I get to see a different part of me as I get to know you. So what do you feel like is the most important thing that you've learned in your life?
So to me, it's inspiring to know, like I just said, that everything we need is within us and not outside.
Sure.
I'm so grateful to you, my friend, Flo Shine. You are my inspiration. Thank you for asking Eddie the question, do you coach people that look like me? And he tasks you with doing something about it. Thank you for taking the task, being an inspiration, and helping me to get a new story. And if I could offer you viewers one piece of advice, take the full strengths assessment, get a coach, and fall in love with you all over again.
Awesome. So guys, you are here and there is something that you are destined to offer this world. You don't have to sing, dance, stand on your head, or have a special talent to have this impact. Honor yourself first so that you can show up authentically. Yes, take your Gallup assessment. It's on that website. Connect with the coach and be willing to do the work, even when it seems like things aren't connecting with you. Just do the work, stick with it, and you'll see the transformation happen. Learn what it means to live as if the sky's the limit, because guess what? It really is. Thank you for the time that you have us here. Elona, thank you for doing this with me. Jay, thank you for inviting us. We thank you for the time, you guys. Peace out.
Thank you, Flo. I've enjoyed sharing the space with you. And thank you, Jay, my soul sister. Thank you so much.